What's good? Welcome back to another edition of Dat Talk Podcast. I go by the name of Bacon. I got my co-host with me.
Hey man, it's your boy, Mr. Too Many Reese.
Man, we got a dope show for y'all. We're gonna have a lot of good content for y'all today and a great discussion. But before we get into that, we have to talk about something that's so serious. It's been going on in the community, in the world, around the world, about police brutality and the murdering, because he was murdered. George Floyd in the Minneapolis area, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Yes. He was murdered by 4 Minneapolis police officers. And they have this image, everybody's been seeing it, of a policeman with their knee on the man's neck. And the dude had his knee on his neck for about 7 to 9 minutes, I believe. 9 minutes. And even when he wasn't conscious, his knee was still there. And so as you see, what's been going on in the world is a lot of riots, a lot of protests, a lot of crazy stuff, man. It's definitely troubling times. Man, what do you got to say about the whole, just everything, the pandemic, the police brutality, and just everything as a whole, man?
It's a lot of layers. Like, I feel like we could spend a whole podcast on my views when it comes to this. I just feel like on the surface, just tackling the thing at surface level, what happened to that man is definitely not right. And you feel me? I just look at it like the brutality probably won't end until there really starts being some things that happen to these cops. So I look at it like when cops start seeing like, oh man, he probably got 10 years or he may face in life, something for cops to start becoming a little bit more like checking themselves before they do things. And I think once something happens like that, then we'll get a change. But as long as they're getting off and nothing's happening, they're going to keep happening. And it's not like, they're not seeing it or it's not on these news. These are becoming more conscious efforts because they know nothing's going to happen. That's just like we was a kid. If I know I can go in the kitchen and take something out the kitchen every single time, and mom's not going, or I'm going to get like a little bit of a punishment, why not keep doing it? But once mom's come in here and lay that thunder, then I'm like, yeah, I'm going to leave it alone. So I just think that's basically where we at with it. And as far as the whole rioting and protesting, just to be 100, I think we have to really realize that rioting is solving something, but it's not, because we again are going back to tearing down our community. And to be real honest, I think rioting is giving people who are quote unquote criminals a reason to do criminal activity, but justifying it as I'm protesting. I think people with a lot of sensible minds aren't the ones rioting because they see the bigger picture, and it's the people with the criminal mindset, white, black, Hispanic, no matter what race or whatever it is at this moment, they're just doing it and then using this as an excuse. Like they got fake outrage, and I'm not really into all the people with the fake outrage.
Yeah. Well said, brother. Well said. If I had to add 2 cents to it, man, it's sickening. It's sad. I was talking to one of my professors today, Dr. Raheem, man. Shout out to him. And I was just telling him, like, man, it sucks. It's almost like being black is a virus itself. And he was saying, he corrected me on, he said, I hear where you coming from when you say like being black is a virus and how we haven't created a vaccine for that problem, how we've been dealing with these issues for hundreds and hundreds of years. But he was saying the real virus is racism, because a lot of this stuff, we realize it, but it's like privilege. When you are privileged to do certain things or privileged to have certain things or have power, a lot of people don't want to give away that privilege. And that's what I really think this is coming down to, because racism is not, you're not born into it, you're taught. These are taught things. You're taught to hate a certain person because of their skin, not because of what they represent, just because of the color of their skin, because of people that has the power, you know, they don't want to give it up. They don't want to share it. And in a sense, and again, I don't agree with why they do it, but if you really think about the bigger picture when it comes to anything in life, a lot of us don't like sharing anything that's ours. You know, it's like, you know, when I had a laptop or a car, anything materialistic that's mine, we feel some type of way when other people use it. And we have to want to change our mindset in regards of sharing and distributing things, distributing the power evenly around the world. You know, no matter if you're black, white, Asian, I feel like we can all get along if we choose to get along. You know what I mean? And then if you think about it, I know they always say we want to be safe when we go into these white environments, right? But it's crazy when white people come into our environment, we don't feel safe either.
No, I mean, and honestly, man, I was having this conversation, especially just at the plight of the black culture. I'm just also in the mindset that we look at racism as so white and black, but we have to start being conscious that our own culture has the same mental racism mindset when it comes to being affiliated in a gang or not, because just like how you said, racism is not, you know, it's not something that you just go do, it's something that's taught. And that's the same thing with our gang violence. It's something that's just kind of taught because you grow up in a quote unquote Crip neighborhood, not liking Bloods. And it's the same systematic color thing to where it's like we killing each other off while they killing us off. And instead of us really bonding together to make sure we're not being killed off more, we're doing a lot of their work. So when they go do it, they looking at us like, what you mad at? Y'all do it to each other all the time. And it's one of those things, because I can speak just from my own family, it's like, we can do it, but soon somebody else do it, I'm mad. Like, so I can talk about my sister, you feel me, but soon somebody else talk about my sister is bad. It's like, no, me talking about my sister is wrong, so it should still be wrong when they do it. We shouldn't pick and choose what's right and what's wrong. Right is right and wrong is wrong. And I think once as a society, we open up our minds to right is right and wrong is wrong, then we will progress and be better going forward.
Yeah. In the meantime, man, y'all got to go out there and vote. Y'all got to fill out those census, make your voices heard. If you don't like what's going on in politics and education and all those things, you got to do what you need to do in regard to peaceful protesting. That's okay. You can get the word out there, get the awareness out. And then it comes to voting. When you have elections, when you have opportunities to change who's in power, that's when you speak. That's when you use your voices the most. We can go out there and bring awareness, but it won't change until we actually go into those rooms and put those things on a dotted paper and vote for the right people. That is about trying to create equality world. And hopefully we can get to that point. But, you know, I don't know. It's just sad to see. I do want to see some repercussions for them dudes for murdering that dude, because they didn't have to do that. And he wasn't like, it's crazy that
it was counterfeit money. He got killed over counterfeit money.
And not even that, even on top of that though, you see these white men and other ethnic groups who do these crimes and they got guns and they are like really armed with a deadly weapon and they somehow don't kill them.
I had a conversation with a friend of mine, and I feel like the other side to that, which I feel like it's like a weird side. When they don't do that, right, we look at it as it's a white privilege. But I feel like we can also flip it and say that's the right way of doing it.
Right.
You feel me? That's the other side. Like, I feel like we're so angry at the fact that every time something happens, it's like we're being killed, whatever state, country, you know, because it's like, when you think about it, it's not always a continuance of the same city, same state, same police officers doing the same thing. So, for example, something was to happen in New Mexico,
Mm-hmm.
and something was to happen in like Kansas, the police departments handle them differently, no matter race or whatever the case is. And it's like, okay, Kansas police, this is the way you're supposed to handle it.
I hear
So
that.
instead of us being like having the negative mindset of like, oh, it's a racial thing, we should be like, nah, y'all need to act more like them, because they should have killed the dude who had the guns and all that. But no, they just took him in and let the courts be the judge, jury, and executioner versus y'all being a judge, jury, and executioner. I think that mindset, if we can kind of flip that too, it'll also help. And again, it'll start tad bit of social change, not too much.
Right.
But to your voting point,
yeah.
But to your voting point, remember, voting is just not about the president, man. It's about judges, district attorneys, mayors, and all this stuff, and Cardi B is the one who, I was watching her, I think her Instagram live or something to that effect, where she mentioned that about voting, that we have to get out the mindset of just thinking voting is just about the president. Voting is about all your local officials, your state officials, and all that kind of stuff. So that's why now that I'm older, now I see why voting is so important, because it's just not about the president. It's about everything. So go vote.
That's real. That's real. And shout out to the police officers who do the right thing, because there are some policemen who
great cops
put in this whole thing like all cops are bad. And no, there's people who follow the rules and do the necessary things to protect themselves and the communities and things like that. So shout out to those folks out there, because I do have some people who are policemen who get the bad end of the stick because they are policemen. And don't put everybody in the pot like, oh, one bad cop is all bad cops. No, and one white racist man is all white people are racist. No, let's not do that, because we get in the habit of doing that. And I hope they can change the sort of stigma of we can only do two things: either we thugs or we entertainers. I hate that fact, and I hope one day they can change that. We can change that little by little and let people know we can do more things to either be an entertainer or a quote unquote thug, man. But that's a whole nother topic for another day. But I definitely sending prayers and my condolences to that man and his family, because we're not getting them back. No matter all the riots, no matter all the loot, no matter what we do, we lost a life that we will never get back. And hopefully things can change. When they change, we will never know. But we can at least try to do our best every day by educating and informing and like my boy Too Many Reasons said, voting. But I ain't trying to be on a soapbox, but we definitely got to talk about it being African American men in this world, man. We definitely got to use our platform to, inform and educate others out there. But we got a good discussion to talk about today. Won't you tell them what we're talking about, Too Many?
Hey, man, so we're going to tap in, man, to the Olympic teams. As we saw in The Last Dance, that dream team was featured.
Yeah.
And, me and my guy Bake started thinking, like, what USA Olympic team since 92 was the best Olympic team? So for the folks, man, we set up a whole playoff bracket.
Let me show them. I got to show them.
Yeah, man, you got to show them, man. You got to show them the bracket, baby.
So
show them the bracket so they can be in tune into the system
already. So we got the bracket right here. This is the bracket right here.
Ooh, look! That's some heat. The way the bracket was kind of formulated, we just kind of, I kind of looked at the teams and tried to match them up the best way I can.
Yeah.
All these teams got a lot of heat. So it wasn't, it was a hard thing to do. And so we gonna tap into it this week, man. For this week, first round, right? We're talking first round.
First round, right? We focusing on the first round. And then the great thing about this, y'all, people who checked out the Viewer's Choice week, the Viewer Choice, we're going to be doing that again for the final round. So we're going to have about 3 rounds, and we're going to save the last round for the end of the month. So when we do the viewer's choice, they are going to be in there talking about it. They're going to be in there figuring out who should be the champion, who is the greatest Olympic team of all time. I know there's different eras. I know we always get into different era, this and different that, but we're going to exclude all that, and we're just going to do team versus team. If you had to put them against each other, who would win? You know what's funny, though? It's one of those things I wanted to ask, too. What if we got a team that have the same players? So is it the young version versus the old version? Is that how we gonna do it?
Hey, that's serious. I think when if those things cross paths, I feel like you leave the player for what it is, and then we look at the players who are not those guys.
Okay.
And we just kind of, you feel me, who's the better player, or I think that comes, it goes back to that preference thing. You feel me, that we had the conversation. I feel like that's really the only honest way to do it. You just cancel out those players, and maybe on one of these teams, we may cancel out 9 people.
Or we can do the older version and the younger version, because they play differently. Just because you are more mature don't mean you lose your game, right? Because you may add new elements to the game, but you may lose some of those elements, right? We always say, is the 96 Michael Jordan better than the 89 and 91 Michael Jordan? You get what I'm saying? Those different styles, different age, different athleticism, more maturity, more experience. You get what I'm saying? So we could probably do it both ways. We could do it both ways, but before we end up picking the final, we're gonna go round by one. So let's start with the 92. Yep. The 92 Dream Team versus the 2004
disappointment team. That's their disappointment.
This is the disappointment team.
Yeah, that's the team that lost. This is the team that let Manu Ginobili in Argentina get all up in them.
Hey, Manu is not no slouch, though.
I'm not saying Manu not no slouch, but when we send Tim Duncan, LeBron James, D-Wade, Carmelo,
young at that, only a year in the league, I believe, a year or two or 3 years.
A year.
For LeBron, right? LeBron came in.
All three of them came in the same year.
Yeah, so this is a different mind, but that's what I mean. It's a different age, different mentality, different experience.
Are we considered the best athletes in the world?
I will agree with that, but there are some great athletes around the world that we probably don't get to see because they don't play in the NBA. Just because you're in the NBA, just because you're not in the NBA, let me change that up, doesn't mean you're not a great basketball player. There are some players who just like to play for their country. And
you're right. I'm not doing that. I'm not saying that. But when I look at it, 92 won, 96 won, 2000 won, 2008 won, 2012 won, 2016, and I strongly believe 2020 was going to win. But what number did I not say in that 4-year?
2004.
Yeah. So, for the sole purpose of this, I had to pick a team and put them against somebody. So I'm going to just say the Dream Team gets rid of them real quick. We can sit there and have this conversation if you want to, but I know you're going to say Dream Team. You wouldn't even give these dudes a chance, babe. You know you're not giving them, not even a small chance.
Hey, this team made it to the finals, though.
Who?
The 04.
No.
They didn't make it.
They was a bronze medal winner. They wasn't in the finals.
They made it to the semis. They came in third.
Bronze medal. I don't even hold up. I need to fact check because I don't even think they came in third.
I'm about to check right now.
Yeah, I think they lost to Argentina, and then I also think they ended up losing to Puerto Rico and came in fourth.
We're about to look it up right now.
Yeah, man, fact check it because I think these bums didn't even do too much.
Let's see. We're about to check it out right now.
Yeah, man. I mean, they're not real bums. I don't want to be disrespectful, but as a team, man, we still sad about this.
They did get a bronze.
They got a bronze.
They got a bronze.
Oh, come on, man.
Yeah.
What is the USA about?
The game to Puerto Rico by 19. Hey, man.
They lost to Puerto Rico at some point.
The team also lost games in the Olympics to Lithuania and Argentina. In addition, the team also lost of this is friendlies. So yeah, they got a bronze though. They did get a bronze.
They lost 3 games, bro. I don't want to hear from them.
I understand that. I'm just saying they got a bronze.
So we agreed 92 teams beat them. Yeah.
I would say, okay, I would say this team would beat this team, but it wouldn't be a blowout. I think it would be closer than you think.
They lost to Argentina by like 20. You think they beat Jordan, just keeping it close against Jordan and them?
No, because you got to think about it in this retrospect. These players didn't gel together. That just because you put elite superstars amongst each other, you have to be able to gel together. The Dream Team was great, not only because they had Hall of Famers, but because they gelled together. They gelled. That's why it wasn't close. They gelled. They gelled so crazy. They had fun on and off the court. I heard that there was a lot of friction with this team. It was a lot of turmoil about who should be starting, who should be getting more minutes, who should be getting the basket. That impacts the level of play. You can have elite basketball players on your team and not play a good team basketball.
Hey, look, bro, you bring up a lot of great points, but they get up out of here. So let's move on. 92 team advances.
92 team advances?
92 team advances. You gotta, you gonna disagree?
I say 92. I said 92 team win, but they don't win by a lot. I say they probably win by 7 or 10. I'm gonna say 7 or 10 because you got to think about too. These guys are athletic.
Yeah, they win by 15 plus.
Hold up!
Wow, that's crazy. All right, let's go to the next round. We got the 96 team versus the 2016 team.
Ooh.
Who winning it? This is tough.
See now we talking basketball. Because that last round, we wasn't really talking basketball. We was just putting people on the screen. Here, we talking basketball, bro. We talking basketball. And
both teams won too, by the way.
Yeah, both teams won. But oh man, let me look at it again. Let me look.
This is tough.
You brought up a point of shooting. And the 96 team lacked a lot of perimeter shooting.
A lot of.
Their best 2 shooters on that team, just from the 3, is Reggie and John Stockton.
Yes, sir.
Everybody else was kind of mid-range assassins. And then that 2016 team, Clay,
yes.
AD.
Yeah.
But, but when you look at that team, they don't really have a lot of just pure outside shooting either.
What are you talking about? I'm
talking about assassins.
You got Paul George. You got Tom.
I said assassins. I look at KD and Clay as the pure assassins. But I like 2016 Melo. I like the 2016 Melo.
Right, you got Kyrie, who's an assassin.
At scoring, but not just shooting. I'm talking about he's not like Kyrie's an assassin. He's a scorer. Does that make sense? You know, I feel like I feel like he's more of a scoring assassin than just like, oh, I'm about to sit here and fill you up for 15 threes assassin. That's not Kyrie's makeup.
I'm saying 2016 team blows out 96 team. I'm saying they blow them out. More athletic. They more balanced. They got everybody in every position. And Draymond Green locking up Chuck.
Hold up.
Oh, you gonna get Charles Barkley out here to come. First off, Chuck. First off, Chuck is giving Draymond Green 40. So even if they get blown out, Chuck is giving Draymond 40. I don't give a damn 40.
Man, stop disrespecting Draymond Green's defense.
I'm not disrespecting his defense. I'm just saying Chuck giving him 40.
If Chuck giving Draymond 40, Kevin Durant is giving everybody on his 96 team 50.
Hold up.
You sound like my boy Ryan. You sound like my boy Ryan.
I'm telling you what it is. Kevin Durant is bruh. You got Shaq and Cousins will be a good one-on-one battle. That'll be a good battle because they both solid. They both athletic. Shaq in his prime is maybe a little bit more athletic than Boogie Cousins. But as he got older, he lost his athleticism. He started to use more of his strength, his power, and his finesse. It wasn't always just, the old Shaq, young Shaq. Shaq was like goddamn dunking like he was.
Young Shaq was oh my God.
He was. It's not the young Shaq. It's 96. He's still in between. So I feel like,
year.
Yeah, I feel like it'll be a good one. It'll be a good battle. It'll be a good battle because Shaq ain't just gonna bully Cousins like that.
Here's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna agree with you, and we're gonna advance the 2016 team. But I'm gonna flip it. I don't think it's gonna be a blowout. There's a lot of Hall of Famers on that 96 team. A lot of Hall of Famers. I'm gonna be respectful to the Hall of Famers. I say,
I don't forget that, man. The Hall of Famers ain't respectful to these young players. They disrespecting them. I'm talking that talk. These cats right here in the 2016 team is mopping the floor with the 96 Olympic team, bruh. No disrespect to these players, but I feel like my boy George, Fresno State alum, or whatever the case may be, I got my man DeAndre Jordan is Akeem is crazy with the footwork, but when DJ is strong and athletic, bruh. So if DJ can stay on the ground, bruh, we got another thing coming with my man DJ. But Elijah do got a jumper. Elijah got that mid-range and that up and under is crazy. I'm not gonna knock that. I'm not, but this is what kills me with these guys. They got a lot of big players, like a lot of more big wings. A lot of more bigger wings.
But Grant Hill, but at the wing you got Grant, Pitt, Mitch Richmond. Look, like I said, man, I'm gonna go with 2016.
I'm saying it's a blowout. I'm saying 15 plus.
I'm gonna
15 plus. KD alone gonna have 50. Who's sticking KD?
I told you, man. Scotty.
Scotty ain't sticking KD. Scotty ain't. Hey, no. KD is a problem. 7-foot assassin. Scottie Pippen ain't sticking. I'm telling you, man, these 96 folks, they great in their era. But when you're playing against some coming off on you like, bruh, they getting torn. Who goes to? Well, no, I'm not gonna disrespect Gary Payton like that.
I was about to say
Gary Payton is nasty.
Yeah.
No. I'm saying Gary Payton is nasty, but Kyrie handles is probably one of the best handles in the NBA to ever play the game. What that man is able to do, I'm telling you, Gary Payton would have had some problems. He would have had some problems on Kyrie. Kyrie would have been like, hoo-ha, but he would have been like, yo, what is that? I ain't never seen nobody who done that. Like, I'm just going left, right dribble, maybe a crossover. This dude going left, right, here with the heave, step back, pump fake, come behind the back, lay up. Oh my God, what am I gonna do to that? Bruh, 2016 by 15.
Okay, we'll move on.
2016 by 15. You got 2016?
2016 by 5.
5? Oh my, bruh. You too nice. It is what it is. You too nice. Let's jump into this team.
All right, now look.
Oh.
Now the 2020 team, I only can really base it off that FIBA team. But I'm gonna hit you with something like this. I'm gonna hit you with something a little different. You feel me? I wrote this down because I figured we was have to come across this. So here, listen to this roster for the 2020 team.
Let's hear
and
it.
then we can kind of compare. But for the 2020 team, here's a roster that I put together. Steph, Kemba, Russ, okay, James Harden, Devin Booker, Paul George, Tatum.
2012, right? 2012?
2020. This is 2020 team.
So these are the people that was going to play in 2020.
Yeah, so the 2020, remember the Olympics didn't happen because of this whole situation. So the picture that shows is the FIBA team of 2019.
I'm about to say this not even close.
No, this wouldn't be close. So that's what I'm saying. I put together a roster.
So who was on the 2020? Who would have been on the 2020 Olympic roster?
It's not a for sure, but this is the roster that I put together. So I said Steph, Kemba, Russ, James Harden, Devin Booker, Paul George, Tatum, and I put Tatum and Kawhi, AD, Kevin Love, Drummond, and Lopez.
That's a lot of damn players, man. What are you talking about? You named like 20. It sounds like you named 20.
Well, man, I got the count, man. 3, 6, 8, 10, 12. Man, I can count.
But we can't go by that because it's not factual. So we only can go by the 2020 FIBA team.
Okay, well, then if that's the case,
because it's not. We don't know who would have been.
Yeah. Okay. So 2012 advances by 30.
Yeah, this is a blowout. No disrespect to these blokes right here. This team don't match up to that team at all.
Yeah, that team didn't even win the FIBA World Championship. So if they couldn't even win the FIBA, they ain't got no chance against 2020.
Well, what did you just came up with that? Guess wise, you did a hypothetical, or where'd you get those? Did you get that?
Those was when I had looked up. Those were kind of the players who were on the team, but it never became final just yet.
So those people was on the team.
Yeah, so they was all the ones who got invited to the camp.
Got you.
So a lot of these dudes decided not to play in the FIBA thing, but Steph said he'll play. I feel like James will probably play. So these are just kind of like who I thought would pop more than likely participate.
If it was those people, then that would have been a better matchup.
Yeah. So these are kind of dudes who I figured should participate. Because even when I think about it, I know PG for sure will want to play because remember he got hurt.
Yeah.
He didn't get a chance to play on the 2016 team.
Right.
So, and Kemba was on this team. I feel like maybe Russ and JH don't participate because they got a gold medal already.
Yeah.
But I know Drummond probably would. Lopez is on this team, so I see why not. Anthony Davis ain't played since 2008, so I see why not. Kevin Love is another person. So that's kind of what,
Man, let's call a spade, man. This team beating them by 50.
Yeah, I will, yeah.
You got Kobe, Chris Paul, Carmelo, Blake, Tyson Chandler, Russ, Harden, Iggy, KD, Kevin Love. Man, this team may go to the finals. This team may go to the finals. And I got this team. I'm going on saying I can't predict it right now, but I'm going on a limb and say this team is going to beat the 92 Dream Team in the final. That's my prediction. That's what I'm sticking with. And we're going to go show to show, but I'm saying this is the best Olympic team ever. Better than the 92 Dream Team.
Yeah, well, you wouldn't have this tune 15 minutes ago. So I'm gonna just let you have that. I'm gonna let you have this moment as your brother. Let you have this moment, and we're gonna continue to dive into. Yeah. So this team by 50.
This is a 50. This is a 50.
This is one of the rare times we agree.
Yeah, that was 50. That was 50. No disrespect to those dudes. You got Kobe, LeBron, KD, man, Carmelo. Come on, man. Chris Paul, James Harden. Come on, man. Kevin Love from Minnesota. Kevin Love, a 20 and 10 type man. Come on, man. Tyson Chandler. Tyson, get up out of here, Chandler. Don't come in my paint or you getting blocked all day with the Chandler. Stop playing with me, man. So this, okay, the 22,000, this is the Redeem team, right?
This is Redeem team, bro.
Versus the 2000 team. Ooh, this is tough. That's the one when Vince Carter dunked on over that dude, right?
Oh yeah, he jumped over 7-3 though.
7-3 dude.
Yeah. When I had a chance to watch the All the Smoke podcast, and Vince Carter talked about this, and he said him and KG was celebrating for two different reasons. Vince Carter was celebrating that he made the dunk. Kevin Garnett was celebrating that he jumped over the guy and made the dunk. They were celebrating for two different reasons.
Facts. That dunk was going down as a world history iconic moment in the Olympics.
I mean,
Mike didn't even dunk on nobody that was 7 foot.
No, listen. I haven't. He said, "See, you don't hold it." He was 7'2". Okay, make sure you them 2 inches.
7'2". Mike ain't dunk on nobody over nobody that was 7'2".
No, because Mike dunked on some people, but Mike ain't jumped over nobody.
No, this
man VC
over.
Yeah,
the dude. Mike ain't did that.
Nah, he ain't. I listen. We gotta really think about it. We both 2K guys.
Right.
They don't even have the animation
for that.
That's not even animation.
Yes, they do.
To jump over somebody? I haven't seen a jump over. I've seen dunk on.
You gotta have a certain archetype, and it's gotta be against a certain person. But I've seen somebody get dunked over.
I haven't seen over. I've seen on. So I'm a believe what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying
it's just very, very rare.
But that's what I'm saying. The rarity of it. We see people getting dunked on all the time.
Yes, we do.
We hardly ever see Vince Carter, who's 6'6", jump over a dude that's 7'2".
That's facts. That is fact. So you have the Redeem team versus 2000 team. This is tough.
Hey, this is kind of like the 96 and the 2016. It's tough. This
tough. I don't think it's like that at all, but that's what you say. I think that 2016 wouldn't have been close to the 96 team. Like I said, I got 2006 by 15. 2016 by 15. I don't care what you say. But this is tough. Because they got Kobe on this one. And anytime you got Kobe and LeBron and Carmelo.
I just like anytime you got Kobe and LeBron. Look.
Stop disrespecting Carmelo Anthony, man. Carmelo's a walking.
You see the jersey.
I understand that. I get it. You're a Kobe fan, but don't disrespect Carmelo Anthony. Don't disrespect that man.
I just feel like a Kobe and LeBron team beat a Carmelo and LeBron team or a Melo and Kobe team.
I'm going to go on ahead and say 2018 beat the 2000 team by 15.
15?
I'm looking at the team right now.
15?
I'm looking at the team. I see 3 players, maybe 4, that can hang with this roster right here. I'm going to say you got Vince Carter. You got Ray Allen.
Okay.
KG.
Okay.
And I'm going to say Jason Kidd.
But remember, here we go. This the 2000 Jason Kidd versus the 2008 Jason Kidd.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm saying they had 4 legit players that can probably play in this era right here. Think about it. You have Kobe Bryant, who's at his prime right now. You got LeBron James,
who's peaking.
Who's peaking.
This is his 4th year. This would have been his fifth year in the league.
Fifth year. He's peaking.
He's peaking.
This is right before he's starting to get to that guy. He's getting there.
This is the year before MVP.
Exactly. And so you got Carmelo. I say this team is more athletic than 2000 team. You got a lot of older players that's just in that 90 era that's going transition into that era where it's about to wrap it up. They about to look at Gary Payton. Look at Gary Payton. Let's go back real quick.
Gary 32.
Look at that Gary Payton, right?
Uh-huh.
Look at this Gary Payton.
Hold up.
Yeah, because look, this Gary Payton right here is 32.
Facts.
It's 32. So you got a young Ray Allen, 25.
That's what I said.
You got a young Vince Carter, 23.
Yep.
Young KG.
Yep.
The oldest guy on the team is Tim Hardaway at 34. So
and Tim Hardaway is about to get torched by CP and Darren Williams.
Oh, fact.
That's not even close. So if you go even, let's go 5v5. Let's go 5v5. Starting five. Who you think got starting? Kobe, LeBron.
Yeah, they starting five was Kobe, Bron, Melo, Chris Paul, and
is that Michael Redd? Michael Redd or no?
Michael Redd was on, but he didn't start.
Okay, who else started? We missing one. Is it
Dwight on that team?
I can't tell who's on. I gotta look, man. You gotta do better with the pictures.
My bad, man.
I can't tell who's on that thing. We gotta see. We gotta see the pictures real quick. Let's see the pictures.
I got you. I'm about to tell you right now. So, Dwight Howard. So,
stop it. There's no no disrespect to these dudes. I just feel like at this point in time in their career and where these players are at in their career, this not close. This not close. If you go 5v5, my starting five is going to be better than your starting five. My point guard is killing you. My wings is killing you. And the big man is probably even killing you, dog. You talking about Dwight Howard who was beasting and feasting. I believe, what was it? He went to the championship, was it 2010 or was it 09? Which one?
2009.
2009. This is right before Superman took off to be even greater than Superman.
Yeah, this is right before he sent LeBron James home after the Cavs won 60 games. But that's neither here nor there.
Okay, here we go with that again. Why we always gotta do that? Anyway, let me see. Is that the last? Yeah, that is the last. What's the name? Who do you got? Because then I'm gonna stop sharing so they can see us or whatever the case may be, and we'll discuss it. And then get into that talk, hot seat or whatever the case may be. Let me, I can't even stop sharing. They won't even let me stop sharing, man.
They want it there.
No, they don't. They don't want it there, man. It's just the thing wasn't picking it. There it is.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. So, who you got?
Who I got?
Who you got? I got 08 by 25.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll with you. I'm gonna say 20 plus.
I just feel like my starting five is better than the 2000 starting five. I said they have four players that's athleticism wise can match up.
Yeah, no, bro. All your points are valid. I mean, I can't disagree with none of your points.
No disrespect to my man Alonzo Mourning, none of those folks, but they're at the teeter end of their prime.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. When I look it's hard to pick against a team that people feel could beat the Dream Team.
Yes.
Because remember, 08 was labeled the Redeem Team. Why were they labeled the Redeem Team, babe?
They got a whole bunch of superstars. Come on now.
No, because 04 blew it.
Hold up.
The same 04 team that you feel have a close game against the Dream Team blew it. So 08 had to come redeem and bring us the trophy back.
Bruh.
Or the medal.
No, it's all about the leadership. They had the talent. That's why they blew it. Because if you didn't have the talent, it wouldn't be considered a blown Olympics. When you have the talent and you don't produce, that's because the organization, the leadership, the team chemistry, the team morale wasn't where it needed to be. That's why they was the one that blew it. They blew it because they couldn't play together as individuals. If you really look at that roster, if I'm looking at that roster again, man, if I'm looking at that 2014, you got a lot of individual basketball players.
I'm going to bring up the roster for you real quick so you can kind of discuss it. I'm going to throw some names out there for you. You feel me? Just so, have context. Got to have context. Bring up the roster. And on that roster, we have Iverson.
Yep.
Stephon Marbury.
Yep.
Young D. Wade. Carlos Boozer.
Yep.
Melo. Braun.
Yep.
Emeka Okafor.
Yep.
Sean Marion.
Yep.
Amari.
I can already just tell you right now, they have a lot of players that are ball dominant on that team. They have a lot of players who have to have the ball to create.
Time out.
What's up?
Okay, last week, right? Who was on your Mount Rushmore, right?
Yeah, we know LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Kareem Abdul, and Tim Duncan.
Okay, so your Mount Rushmore guy was on this 04 team, and he couldn't get it done?
Hold up.
See, here you go again. First of all, LeBron wasn't even getting that much.
No. LeBron is on my Mount Rushmore.
So who
I'm
you
talking about? Timmy D.
Hold up.
Okay, no. Let me get it. Let me get it right. Let me talk that. The reason why, when you're playing on the Olympics, right, and you got to understand who the players look up to as the leader. A lot of people didn't look at Tim Duncan as the leader per se.
He was labeled the captain.
I know, but they didn't. As you can see, it fell apart. Just because you're the captain don't mean your generals or your cadets is going to pay attention. It was coming from Tim Duncan, who's a team-orientated guy. It's all about team and all about, the values of working together. He got a lot of how can I put it? Military background in him. You know what I'm saying? You picking up your brother, holding your brother accountable, having your brother back. If a lot of people don't buy into that, and you got a lot of young cats on this team, a lot of ball-dominant cats on this team that don't like to move the ball in that way, that makes it more productive for the team. And that's why they lost. It was too many individuals and not enough team chemistry, not enough people playing together as one.
Okay. I mean, look, bro, again, man, this whole show, I've been so proud of you.
What are you talking about? I always talk that talk. I talk that real stuff. Now, you just finally coming on my side of the thing. You understand now.
No, I'm just proud of you. I feel like you just evolved. I feel like, you feel me, you finally are starting to have validations, because before you was, yeah. But anyway, man, no, you've made a lot of great points about the teams and the chemistry and the youth and this and that. And, we should do more Olympic talking, because you have more sense doing Olympic talking. Other talking, you don't know where the hell you be. But Olympic talking, man,
bruh. Man, I'm so go there. But before we get into, you on a hot seat, because I think I've been on a hot seat for the long.
No, listen, I'm on a hot seat, and usually we've been doing questions and all that kind of stuff, but it's been something that's on my heart.
Okay.
It's something that's on my heart, and you feel me? I'm not about to let this go no more, because I'm tired of it. I am tired of it.
So what are you proclaiming right now?
I got a minute 30, right? You
got a minute 30. Because we've been going over a minute 30. I'm just letting you.
We have.
Maybe we should do 2 minutes.
Let's do 2. We call it 2.
We're gonna call it a 2-minute attack.
Okay. 2-minute drill? You want to name it the 2-minute?
2-minute drill right here.
2-minute drill.
2-minute drill. You don't know how?
I got my timer set up.
I got it too.
Okay.
So let me know when you start, because I'm starting when you talking.
All right, here we go. Set.
Go.
All right, look. We always keep bringing up the whole Lakers versus Kings and all this riff-raff, and the Kings got cheated. I'm tired of it. I am tired of it. Here are the facts. The Kings had an opportunity. Do we know before Game 6, when everybody say that the referee started cheating, the Kings had shot more free throws than the Lakers? Do we know that at the end of that series, the Kings shot 20 more free throws than the Lakers did that whole series? So who was really cheating? Do we know that in that infamous Game 4, where Robert Horry hit the shot, that the Kings was up 26 at one point during that game, and they blew it? Do we not know that the Lakers shot 30-some% from the three-point line in that series? Do we not bring that up? Do we know that the Kings lost Game 7 in Sacramento? And Kobe and Shaq mooned the fans because the fans were mooning Kobe and Shaq. So from here on out, I don't give a damn about what y'all think. Don't give a damn no more. The Kings were never a rival. The Kings will always be, a little brother is being respectful. The Kings was the distant cousin that we visited the family reunion. That's what the Kings was. Because in that stretch of 99 to 2004, the Lakers were 20-8 against the Kings from playoffs and regular season. So it was never a competition. The Kings are some bums. And to all Kings fans, y'all can hold them. And I'm out. I have to get that off my chest, man. It's been bugging me. I watched the game this week. That's why. I watched the whole game too. Like I ain't never seen it. Watched it. You feel me?
I see what you did, yo. Chat, yo, he got off the high seat easy today. He got off.
It was on my heart. It was on my heart.
He picked something that he didn't want. He wasn't ready for the fire that I had. So we're gonna save that. We're gonna put too many reasons on the hot seat on the next one. Because he got out of this one today. He tried to take this easy little whole topic. Ain't nobody care about the Kings and the Lakers. Ain't nobody even tripping off that damn series. But it's all good. It's all good.
Collins.
I'm not worried about Collins.
Collins got me hot.
I ain't worried about Collins. I ain't worried about that. You got off the hot seat today, but you ain't getting off the hot seat next time. You better get ready for this heat. And just because you got off today, I'm going to put some football and some basketball and one for the culture on the next episode. I'm putting both of them. Since you dodging over here, you Muhammad Ali and butterflying and all that.
It was on my heart, man. I'm tired of that.
It don't matter. You ain't running from the hot seat. No running from the hot seat. But anyway, y'all, again, y'all let us know what y'all think about the brackets. Who do y'all think advanced? Who do y'all got advances? Put it in the comments below. We'd like to see, is it different than who we think? Because that'd be interesting. That'd be interesting. And then if you really want to talk, you'll talk. Come to the, chime in, comment, and you may get your opportunity to be on the finale of this whole, who is the best Olympic team ever assembled. I already told you who I think is going to win, but that's here nor there. Again, man, y'all be safe out here. It's troubling times. It's a lot of stuff going on. One thing is the pandemic. It's the protesting. It's the rioting. All those things. I just feel like people was fed up. You've been in the house for 2 months, people getting fired from a job, people losing a whole bunch of stuff, and they just tired. I think everything is just boiled up. You ever had them noodles on the stove where you just like, man, the water start to boil over because you left it on there too long, and then you're like, man, these don't taste good. Right now, everybody got these bad noodles and they are going crazy. Employment is high. People getting murdered. People can't do nothing. Businesses can't operate. Be safe, man. Be safe. Take care of yourself. Always remember to talk that talk. How you want to end this, DJ? What you want to say to the folks, man?
Just say, look, like my boy to reiterate, man, just be safe in these streets, man. And honestly, I just encourage everyone to just kind of stop the riots, because we kind of tearing down some good cities. And like, we may not be thinking about it, but unemployment is already bad. But if we burning down buildings and tearing down corporations that good people are working at, you taking away from other people's families. And I don't know George Floyd personally, never met the man, but I would know that he wouldn't want people losing their jobs and losing the opportunity to provide for their family. I can probably safely say he wouldn't want that. So, do what y'all need to do, be safe, be loving, and let's try to progress as a society going forward.
Yeah, man. We'll see y'all next time. Hey, we gonna be having ready and going. Talk that talk. We out of here.
Bye.